Hello and welcome to this video, Nitai Gauranga TV. And today I'll be talking to you about feeling bad, means how to deal with negative emotions. Invariably we get into this kind of feelings and we lose the relationships with our close friends, even years long friendship also we get rid of very easily just because at some point of time that person said something jokingly and we felt it very bad about it. So that kind of situation, how to deal with it, what are the spiritual principles, how to deal with such situations, I'll be talking to you about in this particular video. Stay tuned to Nitai Gauranga TV. Om Agnantamrandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruvai Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamahyam Kada Dadati Swadpadantikam Vande Aham Sri Gurum Sri Udapatakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavakshacham Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagan Raghunathavintam Sajivan Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Sri Vishakha Vintakshacha Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute
तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये
वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यो वच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। How to address the situation of bad feelings or not so favorable situations or not so favorable circumstances, how to become more tolerant. Let's talk about it. Okay. So what is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, we'll be talking to you about it. So according to Bhagavad Gita, feeling hurt or offended is a natural because it arises from the influence of the mind and senses. However, allowing it to dominate us and divert us from our duties is contrary to the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna emphasizes cultivating steadiness of mind and understanding the nature of the self to overcome such conditions and such emotions. Why does feeling hurt happen according to Bhagavad Gita? Let's talk about it. So point number 1 here is sensation of the senses. In 2.4, Lord Krishna explains that the pleasure and pain, heat and cold, or the feelings of being hurt arises from the contact of the senses with the external objects. These experiences are temporary in nature and are fleeting, coming and going. So, what the verse? Matra sparshestu konteya chitoshna sukha dukkhada agama painos nityastams titakshvaha bharataha. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in the due course of time are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. So tolerate them without being disturbed. Second point to understand here is influence of passion, Rajogun, that comes in 3.37. The feelings hurt stems from desires, that is kama, and is fueled by the mode of passion, that is Rajogun. When the expectations are unmet, it leads to hurt and frustrations. What is the verse? Kama esh, krodh esh, rajoguna, samadvama. Meaning the lust and anger arises from the mode of passion, and they are the great devourers of peace. Third point is ego, ahankar. That is, feeling hurt is often linked to our ego, our attachments to I and mine, mamaka. When our ego is bruised or our expectations are not met, we feel hurt. So, is feeling hurt wrong? No, it is a natural, but feeling hurt is not inherently wrong because it is a natural emotional response. However, the Bhagavad Gita teaches us to rise above those emotions by cultivating equanimity, samatva, and steadiness of mind. Second point is consequences of feeling hurt. What are the consequences? If uncontrolled, it leads to anger, resentment, and delusion. In Bhagavad Gita 2.6 to 2.63, krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibramah, smriti brahmashad buddhir nasho, buddhi nashat pranashyati. What's the meaning of it? From anger, delusion arises, and from delusion, confusion of memory arises. That is, delusion means bewilderment happens, and from confusion of memory, intelligence is lost, and when the intelligence is lost, one perishes. It becomes wrong when is that happening? When the feeling hurt leads to harm either to yourself or to others. When it affects your decisions and diverts you from your dharma, that is, what's your duty. If you forget that, that is where the problem is. So, how to overcome feeling hurt? According to Bhagavad Gita, number 1 is practice equanimity. That comes in 2.48. Krishna advises maintaining equanimity. Equanimity in success and failure, in pleasure and pain. So, what's the verse about it? Yogastha kuru karmani sangama tyaktva dhananjaya siddhiya asiddhiyoh samoha bhutva samanitvam yoga uchyate. Means be steadfast in yoga. Yoga means connecting with God. Perform your duty and abandon the attachments to the success or failure. Such evenness of mind is called yoga. Second point is control of the senses. In 6.5, we learn that to avoid feeling hurt, control of mind and senses is essential. What's the verse about it? Uddharayet atmanatmam natatmanam avasyaste. Means one must elevate oneself with the mind and not degrade oneself. Third important point is renounce ego. In 12 chapter 13 and 14 verse, it very clearly mentions that Krishna says humility and freedom from ego brings peace. A person who is calm and composed in all situations is a true devotee. Fourth important point is surrender to God. In 18.66, Krishna advises to surrendering all anxieties and emotions to Him. What's the verse about it? Sarva dharman paritajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shuchah. Means surrendering unto me alone, abandoning all forms of duties, I shall free you from all the sins. Do not fear. What's the conclusion of all this, what all we have talked about? Let's summarize what I'm talking about. According to Bhagavad Gita, feeling hurt is not wrong, but it must not dominate or control your thoughts and actions. It is a natural emotion, but should be transcended through yoga, sense control, and devotion to God. So, what are the key teachings we spoke about? Key teachings to overcome hurt are: develop steadiness of mind, that is sthit prajna, surrender to Krishna and trust His guidance. Realize that such emotions are temporary and do not define your true self. Ultimately, the key to not feeling hurt is spiritual awareness, self-control, and surrendering to God. Thank you very much. I hope I made all the layers of it, of feeling hurt, are very, very clear. It applies to me, it applies to every living entity, every human being on the planet. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.